Satnam Yamuna.
Satnam.
Welcome to the Anahata Yoga. So tell me, what has been your experience teaching here and presenting as the best Acroyoga teacher in the world? What do you feel?
Well, it's just been a beautiful experience. The people are just so lovely. The surroundings, the workshops, all the teachers I feel really come here with their hearts, sharing their wisdom, and I feel so blessed and grateful to be part of that.
And you know, the people who have been doing your classes, they just come out there flying. They just come out like laughing, and it's inspired me so much. I have to tell you, as a Kundalini Yoga teacher, I'm going to be doing your teacher training course so that I know this part of a training program which makes people so joyous and celebratory and happy, because Kundalini is a healing process. So, but the way we work is that we take them into a space where they connect with all the poison, all the toxins of their life, and then we help them bring them out. So there's a lot of emotional crying and there's a lot of healing that happens. But to get to that space, what you do, I find it fantastic, and I'm going to be coming as your student to your next teacher training, and I want to learn what you do, because it's fantastic. What do you think about the process of Acroyoga and how it works?
Well, the beautiful thing about the practice is that it brings playfulness and it brings out the inner child from people. So as adults, we start to forget about play and how we used to play when we were kids. So I create a space where people can have fun and just play, just enjoy, laugh, have fun, enjoy with each other. It's great to see. It's great to see.
And apart from Acroyoga, which you're so amazing at, you also do Qigong and Yoga Nidra.
Yeah.
And you teach mudra. So how many things are you like proficient at? It's incredible. I mean, how you have all this wisdom, packaged inside this beautiful body. How do you do it? And what all do you know anyway?
Well, I'm still learning. I'm still a student of life. I'm still learning from different teachers. And yoga for me is a daily life. I can never know enough. So I'm curious about different styles, different ways to heal, different ways to meditate. So Acroyoga is just one of them. There's also Hatha Yoga, Yoga Nidra, mudras, chakras, Thai massage, Qigong. So they're all different ways to connect, to meditate. And the main thing is presence and awareness. And that's different ways to become present and aware. And I'm curious about that.
Can you tell me a little bit about Qigong? Because, I experienced it when I was in Bali, and I had this incredible teacher there. But, for people who never heard of what Qigong is, how would you like to describe it?
Yeah, so Qi is like prana, energy, life force, and Gong means the ability to move it around the body. So it becomes a healing meditation. It's a movement meditation. And you use your hands and you center, and it's not like a meditation where you just stay still. It's a meditation where you're feeling your healing energy, your qi in your hands, and you're moving that energy around the body. So it connects to the organs, it connects to the meridians, it can heal your body in a deeper way.
And what's the difference between Qigong and Tai Chi, for example? Because it sounds the same.
Yeah, they both come from China. They're both martial arts. Tai Chi has a set of forms, whereas Qigong is more static. So Tai Chi, you would move the feet and create certain forms or sequence of movements, whereas Qigong, your feet are static, they're grounded, and just the palms and the hands are moving.
And at the Yoga Utsav, you are going to be teaching Qigong as well?
Qigong, 6 a.m. in the last morning.
Wow. Okay, now about Yoga Nidra. I've done 2 Yoga Nidra classes my whole life. And, they say lie down and close your eyes. And then they say, okay, class is over, wake up. Aren't you supposed to be consciously awake, or what is it exactly? What did I miss?
Wow.
I was wondering, why did I just go and pay this money and go into this Yoga Nidra class just to go to sleep? I can sleep at home.
Yeah, it's called the yogic sleep. So you're supposed to be in the in-between, not awake and not asleep. So you are relaxed, but you're not actually sleeping. You're not gone, because when you sleep, you're in the sky. So it's the in-between space where you're conscious and you can hear the voice of the person taking you on a visualization or helping your body to relax joint by joint, muscle by muscle. So it's kind of like a meditation, but you're lying down, and that's why they call it the yogic sleep. You're lying down on the earth, not moving. So it's kind of like an inner journey where you relax and release. And you can go to different states. There's you can have many different guided yoga nidras. The one I like to guide is with the chakras. So I go through all the different energy centers, and I invite you to bring your awareness there to the subtle energy, and then you have a more harmonizing, balancing experience.
So I'm wondering whether there's something wrong with me, that I pass out every time I'm in a yoga nidra class, or there was something wrong with the teachers who were not able to guide me properly.
Yeah, maybe in between the two.
Yeah.
Maybe you're very tired.
Possibly, yeah. So what is the connection between acroyoga and Thai massage? Why is an acroyoga class and an acroyoga teacher so well versed with Thai massage, and why is it a part of acroyoga? Because yoga is yoga and massage is massage. So how have they integrated? What's the connection?
So there's this lunar part. So there's the solar and the lunar. And the lunar part is where you take care of yourself, self-care. And at the same time, when you're flying on somebody, when you come down, you want to say thank you. So you would then start to massage the legs. So as a base, the legs are up, they're supporting you, they're getting strong. And when you come down as a flyer, you start to give Thai massage to the base's legs so that they can relax. So it becomes like a thank you. So we've learned many Thai massage sequences. It also goes into that space of giving and receiving. As a base, you're giving, and as a flyer, sometimes you're just receiving, letting go. So the Thai massage is beautifully woven in that they can come and give a thank you or take care of the base's legs. So they can base for many, many years.
I have to share with you, I have a student who's here, and she's been my student for the last 8 years. And she's actually doing my teacher's training. She's going to become a Kundalini Yoga teacher. And she comes and asks me, can I not do the Acroyoga class? I said, why do you say that? He said, because I hate Acroyoga.
Hate is a strong word.
I know. I said, first of all, don't use the word with me. Secondly, I'll tell you what you hate. You don't hate Acroyoga. You hate to trust. You hate to surrender. And to grow as a human being, to evolve, to understand even the E, the word E of enlightenment. You have to learn to surrender.
Yeah.
Just quietly go and attend the class. And after the class, I saw her, she was like beaming and shining. And she was like so happy. She said, thank you so much.
Oh.
I said, you have to learn to surrender. And that's the best part I love about Acroyoga. This trust that you build, because so many people are walking around with closed Anahata chakras. They're walking around shut.
Yeah.
They don't open up.
Yeah.
And what Acroyoga does, whatever experiences I've had with Acroyoga, with you and Pao, is that it just opens you up as a human being, and it just opens your heart. And just that whole process of surrender and trust is just beautiful. What has been your experience teaching here? Anything you would like to share?
Yeah, well, I also met a few students. I cannot fly, you cannot lift me. And I lift them up and they're like, wow. They never believed that they could experience something like that. And they really have confidence in you, and they can trust you. And that's the biggest thing about trust. How can we trust people that they will lift us up and support us? And that's all we need, actually.
So my wife Sonali, she's 48 kilos. I remember when we first did Acroyoga, I was 95. And she looked at me and she said, I'd like to fly you.
Yeah.
I said, what? Are you mad? And she said, no, let's do it. And we did it. And we have that picture very proudly displayed in our family album, because there I was on top of her. And I surrendered. I said, okay, you want to, you want, I'll break something, I'll break some bones or whatever. Let's do it.
She's strong.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It's the same thing. It's about that trust and that surrender, and the bonding gets better with these kind of things. Especially for couples. I'm actually going to be planning a retreat with you, which will only be for couples.
Yeah.
Talking about retreats that are being planned with you, we have one which we're doing for Anahata. That Anahata is planned with you from the 19th to the 22nd at Devaya, which is going to be an Acroyoga retreat in Goa. the way I plan my retreats, the way Anahata plans the retreats, is that I, as the conceptualizer, as the visualizer, I myself am dying to go to it, and I'm dying to do this one. What are you going to do there? I mean, we have 4 days together, right?
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. And I love retreats. We're going to be together doing Acroyoga every day and all the different parts of the practice, the partner flow, the Thai massage, the acrobatic sequences, the therapeutic sequences. It's just going to be a beautiful, beautiful retreat.
So what we're going to try and do is when we conceptualize this, we're going to also include your Qigong and your Yoga Nidra and all of that, that to give everybody who comes there this fantastic experience.
Yeah.
I'm so looking forward to it.
Me too.